Hi, welcome to the Destin Business Forum brought to you by the Destin Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, Amy Perry, and our sponsor today is Beach Walk Cafe, Henderson Park. Our first guest is Casey Stubbs of Stubbs Orthodontics. Welcome.
Thank you. My pleasure.
For those people who don't know who you are, and from personal experience, I do know who you are, but give us a little bit of background about you first, and then tell me about Stubbs Orthodontics.
Well, I'm actually from this area. I grew up in this area. I left home at 18 and went to Florida State, got my dental degree at the University of Florida, did my orthodontic residency at Nova Southeastern, and 2 weeks later, I was back seeing patients. So I've been back home for nearly 10 years and I'm happy to be here.
Oh, and we're happy that you're here. I just want to jump right into it because we were talking a little bit before the show about, you know, when I was growing up, kids got braces, and usually it was kids got braces when they were a teenager.
Absolutely.
Now I have a 10-year-old, and I think she's been seeing you for at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Kind of tell us about that process. When's a good age to start seeing an orthodontist? And just because you go at 7 or 8 doesn't mean they're going to have a mouthful of braces. Then,
absolutely.
Right?
The American Association of Orthodontists recommends that you bring your child in at the age of 7. And the reason for that is the 6-year molar should have come in by then, so we can check that. We can check their bite, but not only that, we can look at an x-ray and tell you how the other teeth are coming in, or if they're missing. By the age of 7, you should be able to see all the teeth, their 12-year molars develop, and even their wisdom teeth. So it's a good time for the orthodontist to just say, hey, this is how your child is developing. They may not need braces right now, but this is what we see that we need to be prepared for in the future. So it's just a peace of mind as well.
Right, okay, and so if there are any missing teeth, you can allow for keep space.
We can, yeah, exactly. We can manage the space. We want to make sure that the other teeth do not come into the area where that tooth was supposed to be. So we need to make sure that everybody stays balanced. So later when that patient needs an implant, possibly, that space is available.
Space. And I know just from personal experience, again, with my daughter, she had to have a lot of teeth pulled just to make room for those that were...
That's correct. That's called tooth guidance, where we see that the teeth are crowding, that we maybe need to do an expander, and then also take out, extract some of the baby teeth, which guides that adult tooth into the right spot. So that way, our goal is to save all the permanent teeth if possible. So like when we were growing up, you would have thought, well, we're going to wait till all the baby teeth are gone, you're going to go see the orthodontist, and at that point, many adult teeth were pulled in order to get the teeth straight. Now we understand we're not treating just the child now, the 12 or 13-year-old, we're treating the face in their 30s or 40s. So you want that full smile. So orthodontics has really changed.
And they can keep, like, hopefully all their teeth.
Correct. That's always the goal.
Okay, so the different type, well, wait a minute, let me ask you this. I know a lot of people, if they've got crooked teeth as adults, they seem like they may not have as much confidence. And so there are options for older people,
correct.
Adults, I should say.
Correct. We think about the children not having confidence because they're growing up and their teeth are crooked, but the same thing is occurring for adults as well. And there is a large population that know that orthodontic treatment is for children and adults, but there's also another population that thinks that they've maybe missed the window for orthodontic treatment, and that's just not true. You can have orthodontic treatment. I have patients in their 70s, believe it or not, who are in orthodontic treatment for other things, and not only just getting their teeth straight, but getting prepared for a bridge or other things, and we need to move things around to get the prosthetic in the best position.
The other thing I would think that adults would really like, and some kids too, but you've got a jar here full of, it looks like just a bunch of gel teeth or something.
Yeah, these are actually Invisalign aligners. So we brought a sample of these so you can see a lot of the adults like the aligners because they're just not prepared to have braces on their teeth, but I have lots of adults in braces because they don't want to have to do the aligner. So you just have to figure out what works best for your lifestyle. Yeah.
And these, I would imagine, aren't as noticeable.
Correct.
You can still tell if somebody has them. But this is the brace, right? These
are the actual aligners that move your teeth from point A to point B. So you just go through a series of aligners. And you can take these out when you eat. You can take these out to brush and floss. So for an adult, sometimes that's very appealing.
That's better. And you brought some examples. I love playing with this stuff, so I'm going to pick this up. This is just, I would think, the normal...
Traditional braces, yeah. This would be their most popular seller in the office. Of course, the kids like to change the colors. That makes it fun. But for the orthodontist, it's really nice because we can put the bracket in the right position and the wires are working 24/7. And so we're able to get to that goal a little bit faster.
Nice teeth. Okay, and then this one... just because I like playing again.
Same thing. These are just the gold ones. And I had my rep come in and said, you know, hey, these gold ones are pretty popular. I didn't think that would be the case, but they are selling and the kids love them. So now you can have silver or gold. So.
And this one, are my eyes bad? Is this all gold? Or
yeah, those are all gold.
My eyes are bad.
I think it's just the lights.
The light. That's cool. And then this over here, the very top is
this would be
what I would call clear.
Yeah, the clear or ceramic, correct. So we put them, and they're very, they're very aesthetic. So a lot of the adults like these, but I have a lot of kids that get these too, and then they put colors on these. So hey, it's got to fit the patient. So
that's okay. Your main office was in Niceville, and I know you had, I'm going to call it like a satellite office.
That's exactly what it's called.
In Destin for like 5 years or so, but you couldn't get x-rays there.
Right, so we were satelliting on both. We had an office in Destin for 5 years, and we've been in Niceville for nearly 10 years now. But we kind of outgrew that location, and we were limited on what we can do and the amount of patients that we could see. So thankfully, very blessed, successful. We are evolving and growing, and so we decided to have a full functioning office in Miramar Beach. So now we're in Okaloosa and Walton.
And you can get everything in the Miramar Beach office that you could get in Niceville.
Absolutely.
X-rays, everything. So for those of us who live closer to that, we're really happy.
Our South Walton patients have been very happy about this office.
I see the same people when we go. Okay, and how long is, I know this is an unfair question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. For a traditional treatment plan, is that a couple years, 3 years?
I would say for a traditional adolescent case, it's going to be anywhere from 18 to 24 months of active orthodontic treatment. In my office, I see that patient for an additional year after we remove the braces to continue to educate them on their retainers, which is a big part of orthodontic treatment because your teeth are wherever God put them, but then we want them to be where we put them at the end. And so as long as you want them to stay there, you need to have a retainer, and a retainer is for life. So we see them for, from the beginning of treatment to the end, I would say about 3 years.
About 3 years, and then occasionally come back if they lose a retainer
Absolutely.
or something.
Yeah, once you're our patient, you're always our patient.
Okay. All right. And that's a good thing. There is a new doctor. We're almost out of time. I wanted to get her name in because I like her name, but I also like her. She's very nice. Dr.
Chu. She joined us about 6 weeks ago, and we are very blessed to have her in the office. She has had nothing but a warm welcome from our patients and their families and parents. But yes, she's working with me now, side by side. We're seeing patients. We really want to make sure that every patient gets as much time with the doctor as needed and that they're seen on time, and bringing her to the team has just been that to help us make sure that we can do that.
Again, from personal experience, you are on time. My daughter was torn. She said, I like Dr. Chu, she's the new one, but I also like Dr. Stubbs. So and I was like, it's okay, you're not going to hurt anybody's
I'll still
feelings.
be there. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere.
All right, and we have this book just for like 15 seconds. We have this really cool book that you wrote.
Correct.
For your daughters.
Right.
First.
Several years ago, I wrote this book to for my daughters. I met a publisher. We got together. We put it together hardback. Still just a gift to my children, but it's just a mother's message to your daughters about the ups and downs of life and how hard things can be, but always rely on your family, and things tend to work out.
They do. They do. What a great example you are. Thank you for coming, and come back.
Thank you, Amy. I really had a good time.
We'll be back.